All right, welcome back to the Clash in the Capital. This is the morning of day 3. This is the post turn 2 game. We're here on table number 1. Table 1 is on UK turn 14, and so we'll take a look across to see where things are. So America, obviously, were in the war at the end of the other day. They have moved into the Med strong, and they retook Egypt. I think it was on 13, and so they're going to now they also took Spain, and they're going to try to take Madrid here pretty soon. Germany has been taking some tactical retreats from the Soviets, and the Soviets have now moved into central Romania, but they're still continuing to build up Istanbul, so that's still problematic for them. But the Soviets are making some headway, and we'll see if the Germans continue to get squeezed by both the Allies and the Comintern over here. In the Pacific, Japan is utterly raging. All of those orange roundels or orange chips are Japanese roundels. We're using one set of pieces for 2 tables because we had a logistics challenge when we kicked off, and so we have to spread it thin. But the Japanese, they have heavy armor on the board, and they have gone out and scored their Pacific Islands. The Americans had to build a little bit back at home, and that Japanese fleet is now on their way at the Carolines, headed back because the British fleet is about to come out. And so this is actually UK turn number 14, and they've set up some of their combats. They're hitting the Soviets in the Middle East, and they're going to hit what's left of the Italian fleet over here. So some good battles coming up. As far as the score right now is looking pretty grim. It's 11 to 5 to 3 to 5. So that's Axis 11, Allies 3, and Comintern 5. But the Allies, all they need to do is take Upper Egypt, and they'll score their colonial rail. So it's a little bit better than it looks. So let's go over and look at table number 2. We'll go to the back side. Someone's breakfast over there. So table number 2, Japan is on turn 11. Or the end of turn 11, and so Japan is still raging a little bit. They've got Sydney captured, they got Calcutta captured, they've got a bunch of islands, but I think they got some problems here in China. They've never taken Nanking, and there's a big KMT army that's all through central China. There's also a big CCP army that's kind of coming at them as well. And what you see there in Shenxi is the majority of what the Japanese army is in China. So they're going to have some problems there. But the fact they took Calcutta and they've taken Sydney, they're in pretty decent shape. So they just have to go back and clean some stuff up. They also have heavy ships, and so they got a bunch of heavy ships that have hit the board over here, over there in Tokyo. As far as the Soviets are looking, so they had an interesting deal here where the Soviets agreed not to go into Iran, and in exchange, the UK, once they took control of Turkey, backed out of Istanbul. So basically, the Soviets are going to get Istanbul for free. So interesting move. I kind of like it. It's definitely one of the, sometimes those deals happen, and we'll see how it works out because that could be a lot of money for the Allies and missed out on for the Comintern. But as far as the Eastern Front looks, it's kind of a stalemate. It hasn't really started moving yet. And then over here in Germany, so the Germans went to war and then immediately reinforced the Helsinki once it flipped. And so they've got a little bit of a standoff there with the Soviets as well. I think the UK sunk the Italian fleet over in M8. But they're doing pretty good. It doesn't look like they're going to lose Egypt. They're not going to lose Gibraltar, and so the Allies are probably in a good position to continue the press into Europe, especially with the USA in it here. So this table is interesting, and and Deco with the currently or not Deco Hayat with what's the current score on this table?
It's 10 to 3 to 3.
10 to 3 to 3. So again, Allies raging, but it's only turn 11. Plenty of time Axis raging. Plenty of time for the Allies or the Comintern to make their presence known. So move over to table number 3 in the other room and see where we're currently at here. So these guys will have to help me out with where we're at on table 3 because I have not been tracking it as much. So the biggest development is that we have a major power CCP. So they're doing really well there with a massive army there in China. And then additionally, they've got a lot of pressure coming up here in the Far East. So I'll remind you that there's a house rule here for the Soviets. Their Pacific expansion point is no longer South Sakhalin Island. It is all of Manchuria plus Korea and Primorsky Krai. So hence you can see there is a massive Soviet army there that is ready to potentially score that point as well. And it's what's really impressive to me is that the CCP was able to evolve without taking Manchuria, so that left that point as a viable option for them. Well, let me finish up here on this side. So the Americans with their fleet over there is pretty well damaged because they took a nice big fight down here off of Guam. And so there's a big chunk of the Japanese Navy now missing. This is pretty much all that's left is here and up by Rihi, which is mostly transports up there. But yeah, so the Americans definitely making their presence known in the Pacific. And so I think Japan is having a little bit of a sad day, but they've got a decent number of points, so if they can hold on to them. They've still got, for now, Kido-Butai because of all those damaged capital ships. And they've also got Asia for Asians and Nanking and Tokyo. So moving more towards the center of the board, let's take a look at the rest of the Comintern. So they really haven't even tried to go and make a push into Eastern Europe. I think the Comintern definitely are making their push in the Pacific. But if you look down here, there's a standoff in Northern Africa where you've got some remnants of DAC that are left over there, along with the Italians facing off with the British. But they never really busted out of Africa, the Horn of Africa here. But they do have, the Germans have all of the Middle East, and that is a lot of money for income. So they're doing pretty well there. Soviets are on their march into Turkey. They did an amphib into whatever it is, Karadeniz. And so they'll probably follow it up this turn with marching and dropping. It'll be a nice, interesting move. Again, the Eastern Front pretty stagnant over here, and the Comintern did their job of taking Finland. As far as this fight over here, you got a big showdown here in Normandy. The Americans moved in hard, and they're doing pretty well. That is quite the stack up there in Paris. So we'll see how that battle goes. And you guys are on which turn?
15.
Yeah, turn 15 for who?
G15.
Yep. Germany 15. So we'll see how Germany's going to respond to that move. That is a lot of American troops, though, and British there as well. So big American fleet as well there in the Atlantic. So I don't think anything is going to happen there. And it looks like the Italian fleet's been wiped. Mostly, yeah. So the Italians had some really good play on this board. This is our only board that has an Italian player. We had originally had 3 Italian players, and then one had to drop, and the other one had some travel challenges and couldn't get here. But yeah, the Italians took a bunch of subs and killed a bunch of British fleet. So what you see for the British fleet is not a lot left. It's just this one down here, and then a couple of escort ships up there in the Atlantic, but they were eventually able to knock out most of the Italians. The Italians still have a transport over here in Syria, it looks like. So, but anyways, so this one, as far as score goes, so we're currently sitting. Let me go ahead and show it over here. So we're currently sitting with Comintern is doing fairly well with 5.
7.
Oh, sorry, 7. I missed the.
Victory cities.
I missed the CCP. Yeah, 5 for Soviets plus 2 for the CCP. So they're up to 7. The Axis 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they're a little bit ahead, and the Allies a little bit behind with their 1, 2, 3, 4. However, I think given this big naval battle that just happened here, and then way over there with Normandy, they will probably flip that script here pretty soon and get some of their points on the board as well. So, all right, that's it for the update for the start of day 3, end of day 2 at the Clash in the Capital 2025. Hope you enjoy. Cheers.